I've discovered something amazing.
What happens when you combine one studio, two new hosts, and the ability to broadcast to the entire nation?
Nothing can possibly go wrong.
Well, let's find out. This is the Sunday Experiment with Luke and Lewis.
That's right, Sunday Experiment with Luke and Lewis across the nation. I'm Lewis. Luke is not here. That's what we're experimenting with, minus Luke. Luke is being replaced by Josh Perring, stand-up comedian, radio host. Welcome to the experiment, mate.
Thank you. I can't wait to get experimenting. I can just let you go by yourself if you'd like, if you prefer that.
We'll experiment with that later. Right now, my results on having you in the show are inconclusive. That I liked a little bit, but I'm waiting for the mistake.
Okay, I'll try my best.
We've also experimenting with bringing Radio Mike, our button pusher, back into the show.
Hey there, guys. Thank you for having me.
I hated that. That's no
that
good.
was very poor.
Yeah.
We agree on that.
I'll turn my microphone back off.
Yeah, just turn that off. Oh, so much better. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go to a song, and coming up later, I've got a problem with a bunch of cats in my house,
Okay.
Josh, and I'm going to talk to you about it after this. It's Luke and Lewis without Luke. Luke and Lewis, the Sunday Experiment across the nation. Luke is being replaced by Josh today, mate. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Now, as you would know, Josh, you obviously listen to our show quite a lot.
Yeah,
Yep.
religiously.
Okay, that's
I
good.
love it.
You would know that every show, Luke likes to tell me 3 facts I don't know. So why don't you tell me 3 facts?
Oh, boy. Okay. Didn't know this was coming. I like cotton. I shop at Cotton On as well as Luke.
Okay.
I'm white like Luke.
Yes.
And I'm also male like Luke.
Oh, it's so boring.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
tell the difference between you and Luke. This
Yeah,
is good.
yeah.
I like this.
You know, actually, true story. I do stand up as well, right? And I was at a show, and Luke came up to me and said, "Hey, I got congratulated the other day for doing a joke. That's not mine. It's actually
that sounds
yours."
suspicious. Okay, so it was your joke. Yeah. I was just thinking.
But the person-
Luke getting congratulated for a joke never would happen.
Never. But the person obviously assumed Luke was me.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I could see that happen. You've come in just wearing a grey sweater. And just, that's it.
I just wanted to be generic as possible.
Yeah, well, no, it's good to have you on the show. Luke is actually away. He's doing the comedy festival, doing a bunch of shows, so that's why Josh is here. And Radio Mike, our button pusher, is also here, mate.
Hey, guys. I was going to say, Josh, you actually sound a lot like Luke as well, to
Do
the
I?
point where we might not have even had to have rebranded the show. We could have just pretended that Luke was here all along.
I don't think anyone would have known the difference unless I said something too funny. Right, guys?
Yes.
Guys, am I right?
I agree.
Up
you know,
top.
you know what's going to happen? Luke's going to call the show absolutely furious because he's going to go, mate, not only have I spent an hour performing to silence, no one was laughing, but then I get on radio and I listen to you guys trash talking my jokes. Not good. But yeah, Josh is going to be with us for the rest of the show. Luke and Lewis. Luke's being replaced by Josh. Guys, I have a big dilemma at the moment. I've got a big thing that started out fun. Me and my girlfriend's house started out like a lot of fun, and now it's turned into a big problem that we're trying to solve. My girlfriend has been texting me for weeks, convinced that there is a family of stray cats living in and around her backyard.
Okay, but no evidence yet?
No, and she couldn't prove it to me to the point where I thought I might have to take my girlfriend to the hospital because I think she was imagining these cats.
Some quick cats?
Yeah, I know,
Sure.
right? But finally today, we walked out. How my girlfriend's bedroom is it's her bedroom and it attaches directly to the garage. So we walked to leave the house into the garage, and she goes, "Oh my God, a cat!" And then she runs into the corner. I didn't see the cat. So she's just chased after nothing, going into this debris, rummaging, and then she's going, "Help me, the cat is here, I've seen it." So I start looking for 10 minutes for this cat that doesn't appear at all until finally I move one thing and I see this tiny, beautiful little kitten staring up at me. I'm going to go, "Oh my God, that's amazing," because I thought my girlfriend was insane. But there's
Wow.
cats.
Okay, so you're wanting to work out what you can do with the cats now.
So-
There's one cat or multiple cats?
So what we've worked out is we managed to round all of the cats into my girlfriend's bedroom out of the garage, small bedroom. There are now 3 kittens and 1 adult-sized cat in her bedroom, which is very small, and all of them are absolutely terrified of us.
and clean, I'm sure. Very clean.
And not clean at all. And basically, we want to know, 131060, how do you tame wild cats? Because we have wild cats just living in her bedroom.
Just going to put this out there, and you can shut it right down. Feel free. Have you thought about calling the RSPCA, getting them to pick up the cats? You're not forced.
Well,
it's not like a finders keepers rule that you're forced to keep the cats.
Well, the thing is, my girlfriend wants one cat. So 3 cats may have to get evicted.
Does she want the kitten or does she want the adult cat?
I think she wants the kitten, I would assume.
Longer life, right.
Yeah.
But you're not sure which kitten.
Yeah, and we don't know how to tame them. Like, we tried chasing them around, and then that just freaked them out. Like, I don't think you understand how insane it is to have 4 animals that are terrified of you in a bedroom.
I think you call in if you know how to tame a cat, but maybe Google it, first of all.
Yes.
Learn how to tame a cat, and then whichever becomes tamer, is that a word? You keep that, like a little talent conquest,
It's like Hunger
contest
Games.
rather. Yeah, like so you think you can tame, right? But for cats, and then just pick the best one.
That's good. So whoever has the saddest story wins, so you think you can tame. All right, so give us a call on 131060. How do you tame wild cats that have never seen humans before? Please help. We're desperate. We think that if my girlfriend goes to sleep, they might kill her. 131060. Give us a call. I have 4 stray cats living in my girlfriend's room. She managed to coax them into the room. Now we have a tiny bedroom full of 4 stray cats that are terrified of humans, never been around them. My girlfriend wants one of them as a pet. They don't want her as a human. So we asked you guys, how do you tame a stray cat? Ashley, welcome to the show. What do I do?
Look, you just need time and attention. They need time and attention and a lot of affection. If you can get close to them, like give them time.
Okay.
You need to
So
adjust, kind of thing. They need.
When you say affection, when we get close to them,
run.
they hiss and run.
You make it sound easy, Ashley.
Yeah, you make it sound very
All
easy.
right, I've had cats like that before.
Okay,
They
so
just
just
need
stay
time.
persistent.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right, we'll give that a go. Thanks, Ashley. Sarah, welcome to the show. What should we do?
As you said, there's the first caller, time and attention, but with their mum, that's what they'll focus on. So if possible, if you can send them to either the RSPCA or the Cat Protection Society in Greensboro, just so they can get that hands-on, people handling them all the time.
Yeah.
Because obviously with feral cats, it's very hard for them to be around people.
Yes. Okay, brilliant. All right, we'll give that a go. Lots of touching. Thanks for that, Sarah. Michael, welcome to the show. You got a story about stray cats of your own?
I have, mate. A stray cat actually adopted me in my house.
Yeah.
The cat adopted you.
It did. It just walked into my backyard and adopted me.
All right.
Okay,
Was
good.
the cat paying
So we
rent?
started feeding it and looking after it and whatever, and it started letting me pat it after a while.
Yeah.
But then it went and had 3 kittens.
Bloody
So
moocher.
these 3 kittens are full-on feral,
Yeah.
but they let my daughters, when they were really little, pick them up and touch them. But now they just go running amok like crazy, and you gotta just try catch it, corner them, whatever you got to do. And like the first 2 callers said, just give them that affection, man. Just give them a cuddle, put them up close to you so they feel your heartbeat and stuff when they're really young. And you will turn them, like they will turn from feral to normal.
Okay.
And my cats, I don't live at that house anymore, but they still do.
So they just didn't come with you?
No. I couldn't find them on the day, so I had to leave, and
They're probably all hiding in the corner like,
You were jumping on them.
all right, he's gone. That guy that makes us listen to his heartbeat's gone. Let's just hide in the bush and we'll have new owners after that.
Yeah.
Sounds like you've been catching crocodiles, to be honest.
Hey, Michael. Thanks for calling, man. I'm going to be nice to those cats. Luke and Lewis.
No worries.
This is the Sunday Experiment with Luke and Lewis.
Luke and Lewis, the Sunday Experiment. Luke is replaced by Josh, and both of us are joined by very special guest, Amos Gill. Welcome to the show, mate.
Thank you for having me, boys. And when is this going to be not an experiment and it's actually you're just backing it in?
Well, yeah, I don't know.
The results have to be in at some point. It's been 18 months.
I know, it's been 18 months, and we have no idea. Maybe they're just experimenting, pumping chemicals in the room, and that's the real experiment. Radio's just a bit of a side project.
They're just leaking gas in here. They're still turning up every Sunday. What's wrong with
Well,
these blokes?
Luke hasn't, so I think the experiment may be failing.
The Zyklon has taken him out first.
But thanks for coming in, Amos. You are doing the Melbourne Comedy Festival, and you're fresh off the back of touring around with Jim Jeffries as the opening act.
America, South Africa, which was the best tour I've ever done, just because as a white dude when you go to a country where there's more racist white dudes, you're like, oh, I've taken the heat off.
Yeah.
I had a cab driver who, when I got in the cab, he's like, all right, you're a white guy too. That's always a relief for a guy like me. I was like,
Oh, no.
Well, you know when you're kind of like,
God.
"Ha, what do I do? Like, is it a
Yeah,
test?
is it really your role to go in and
Yeah.
dismantle that?
So I'm not going to come in here and, tell it. So then, but then he gives me a gag. I said, so mate, it was apartheid bad. I'm just doing that
Yeah.
classic, you've got into a country, you only know one thing about it. And he
Yeah.
goes, not for me, my friend. I was white. It's more like a party. And then turns around and he gives me the old big point. And he's like, you can use that. We
I'll
didn't.
write that down
We
now.
didn't.
Thanks, buddy.
But no, and you saw the show at Rod Laver Arena. So
Yes, I
you
did.
get to do these really rad gigs, and then I'm doing the Swiss Club here, and nothing against that. They give you a schnitty before the gig, but
That's pretty good.
It's not Rod Laver, but yeah, do come out and see the show. Now I've just got to come off the bat here,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate your face, Lewis, at the moment.
Okay.
I've got a huge amount of resentment about you.
Would you like to fight during the songs?
No. I
Okay.
just need to get this off my
Okay,
chest.
all right.
I said to you when I walked in,
Yeah.
something crazy happened. I got booked for a gig and I knew it would be a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
A high school teacher from country South Australia said, the kids want to see stand-up.
Okay.
They probably don't. Like,
Yeah.
they're year 10s.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, oh, do you want to come in and do a gig to a high school, like the drama kids and whatnot? And I went,
Mhm.
oh, not at all, to be honest, mate.
Yeah.
He goes, a grand cash. I was like, I love it. And I'm here for the
Anything
next
for the kids.
generation.
Yes, yeah.
I want to teach them the ways. I said, I'm a very dirty comedian.
Mhm.
I was like, can I swear, like do sex jokes, all that? He's like,
Yeah.
yep. What we're trying to tell the kids is that there's so many ways to express yourself. It doesn't have to be snooty. So we're getting you in as like a degenerate to be like, you can still like use English skills
Yeah.
to be in the arts. Like you don't have to
Right.
be like, you don't have to be in ballet or like Tom Hiddleston. And
Yeah.
there's room for filth.
Okay, good.
So I was like,
That's
oh,
very
okay.
essay of them.
It's a very essay.
Yeah.
So I get out there and immediately I've read the room wrong.
Yeah.
I go dirty from the start.
Yeah.
And I did a sex joke.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the kids would be like, oh, this is naughty. But all the kids were like, mate, this is crook. Like,
This is very inappropriate.
You're a weird adult and we're in year 10. Like, I thought they'd find it like, oh, this is edgy. But
Yeah.
every dude, some guy just yells out, poor form.
Really?
He goes, there's year 9s in the room.
Oh.
And I thought year 9s were like, the ones that kind of like dirtier stuff.
Well, that's what they're looking up online.
Yes. So I'm flatlining. And what are they looking up online? I bomb for 40 minutes. Not a laugh.
Yeah.
Not a laugh. School kids, the most brutal people on the planet. Now I've got to sit through a Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
No questions. One man puts up his hand. He sniggers to his friends. He says to me, what's it like being like a comedian who's shit? And I go,
no.
yeah, look, mate, you win some, you lose some. So, obviously you think I'm unfunny. And on today's basis, you'd be correct. Any more questions? He puts up his hand again. He goes,
Same kid?
yeah. What's it like being like worse than Lewis Spears in every facet of life?
Well, now I'm angry. So he's saying that I'm bad too.
No,
and-
he's saying, he goes, Lewis Spears has got you covered at everything.
Oh, but that's fine then. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
That's very rude.
And do you want to know what my comeback was?
Yeah.
I've got Lewis Spears' bloody phone number in here. Yeah, and I'm going to call him. And I tried to call you, but I didn't have the right number because I wanted you to roast this kid. Because
yeah,
I know
I
he's
definitely
only
would have
year
bullied
9.
him.
Yeah, I wanted you to bully him.
That's my specialty, man. Bullying high school kids. I would have been right up for that.
And I'm not going to lie to you. I
Yeah.
drove home with the $1,000 sitting in there, just, defeated inside. And I'm going through, I'm like, Lewis, shit, heck. I hate Lewis. I'm just looking at all your videos like, how can this kid say that about me? And then I watched a few more of them. I was like, oh, that's a pretty good one. Actually, maybe I should get a bit of an internet presence. And so I've just had this weird chakra about you, Lewis, where I was like, I've got to come in here and get it off my chest because you're now my nemesis because it was the lowest moment of my life.
You know what, man? I saw you open for Jim Jeffries and I thought, why can he do that? I want to do that. So let's get it all on the table.
Can I just get you to do
Truth.
one thing for me?
Yes.
Can you just say Tyler from Mount Barker is a red-headed loser who will never cop a root?
Tyler from Forgot the School, you said, is a red-headed loser who'll never cop a root.
Thank you. Your producer looks displeased. His name wasn't Tyler, but he did have red hair.
And he'll never get a root.
Maybe you should get the book of details for the high school. You could get that grand in
Dude,
cash.
you
I
as
could probably
well.
get 2.
And then maybe
I'll give you the number.
All right, sweet. Hey, we're going to be back with Amos Gill after this. Luke and Lewis, the Sunday Experiment. Luke is replaced by Josh, and we are still joined by Amos Gill, stand-up comedian who's doing the Comedy Festival at the moment in Melbourne.
Thanks for having me, boys.
No worries.
This is Sunday night, and I just wanted to send out all my shout-outs to the Essendon fans who listen to this, and the Hawthorn fans. God, it was good. Just go and watch them get smashed. I love it. I love being an Adelaide person.
Yeah.
And I get so parochial. Like I could give a rat's toss back about Adelaide when I'm there, but when I'm in Melbourne, I'm just red, yellow, blue, and well done to the Adelaide Crows women's who won.
That's
Like
good.
I've watched one
Oh,
game
massive.
before.
Yeah, huge.
Now we get one win, and I'm like, I've always been there for Erin Phillips. Very proud of the girls.
Now your show is called Almost Famous. Now I just noticed right then that it's spelled famous without the U, like your name.
Well done.
That's a pun there, guys.
Yeah, very well done.
I just
Play
thought
on the
it
words.
was just you saying I'm almost famous, guys, and now I've realised, oh no, it's actually quite witty as well.
I mean, is it? I've just taken out the U.
It's
I will
pretty
pay
good.
it.
No, even my own manager's like, yeah, you got to see his show, Almost Famous. And I'm like, mate, you wrote the name with me. He's like, oh, yeah, it is a pun, isn't it?
So they're spelling it wrong.
They're spelling it wrong the whole time.
So you've just moved to the US. Are you
Yeah.
finding over there that you are almost famous? You were famous here. You are famous
No, I'm
here.
just
Would you say
friendly.
you're famous here?
Nah, not
No,
at all. No,
not
I did
yet.
Studio 10 once.
That's pretty big.
That's the big time.
Yeah, it was Richard Reed was like getting pretty handsy, so
Yeah, well, when he's keen, I think you're almost A-list
that's
here.
Yeah.
And I wish that I'd totally let Richard have at it.
Yeah.
If he could just get me on the jungle or
I
something.
feel like you and him, if it was possible, would have a child with the best hair in the world.
You think so?
Yeah.
And my big teeth. That's
Yeah.
what he said. He just kept going like, your teeth.
Love the
And I was
teeth.
like smiling, and then we
Is
go
that
to,
a compliment, though?
Yeah, maybe he likes the teeth.
I
Maybe
got-
he likes teeth in
I
general.
got Invisalign, so shout outs to you, Dr. Duncan. But America is no, obviously I'm absolutely at the bottom of the barrel, but I'm friends with famous people,
Uh-huh.
and so I'm like, so when I go out with Jim to like parties and whatnot, and Jim's gone through a divorce. As comedian Jim Jeffries, if you
Yeah.
don't know who I'm talking about, I don't know if in radio you've got to reset.
Yes.
He did the gun control bit,
Yeah.
and he's been through a divorce, and now I'm just living with him, and everyone in Hollywood legitimately thinks like the reason he was divorced is because he's secretly a gay man, and he has a little concubine kid from Australia who just tags around with him to all these parties.
And the real secret is that's true.
It is for a green card.
Have you? Yes,
That's
of
true.
course. Have you played a good wingman for Jim?
No, man, he's like very he's settled. Like I came in at the wrong time. Like he's got a lovely girlfriend, and he just. But like he does have the odd night where he gets on. You know the app Raya? Do you know what Raya?
No.
Raya is like celebrity Tinder, and he got me on it. And and
Are you allowed on it?
Yeah, because you got to just got
Are
to have a
there
blue
tiers?
tick.
You were almost
I got
there.
it. No, I got the blue
Okay.
tick.
Oh,
Once
wow.
you get that tick,
That's
you get
good.
on there. But Jim's like, and you have to have two people like give you sponsor you to go on. And he's like,
Right.
I'll sponsor you. He's like, but let's go through it together. And we're just
So it's
flicking
like
through.
World Vision, but for famous roots.
Yeah, and you have to support an influencer for a week.
Are there actually famous people on there like that you found?
Who's the most famous person you've seen on there?
The first one, and actually I've got a story for this.
Yeah.
Was what's her name? What's that British model? Cara Delevingne.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
she
yeah.
pops up
That's
on there.
very famous.
I screenshot.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to send this back home. Like, boys, look at this Cara
Yeah.
Delevingne.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't match, but she was there. It was a chance. The app sends me something back and says, you've been suspended for a week. And C. Delevingne has
you go.
been told. So if someone screenshots, you get notified. So somewhere Cara Delevingne is like, who's this creep?
That's
Who's
very
this-
exclusive.
Who's this Aussie bloke
That's crazy.
that's tried to like
Maybe she's into
screenshot
it.
me?
You never know.
No, she wasn't. But yeah, it's a bizarre app. Look,
So you got banned from that dating app for even thinking about hitting on Cara Delevingne.
don't you even think you had a chance. Richard Reed, go at it. You're at Reed level, mate.
Yeah, but maybe not Cara level. Well, that's right, because you're doing the comedy festival and Cara's not, so you've won that one. So if you want to catch Amos Gill, he's at the Melbourne Comedy Festival for the next festival for the next few weeks. Probably telling jokes other than doing anything else, and then he's going off to Sydney as well.
I think
are you?
Richard Reed wanted me at the festival.
All right, thanks heaps for having us. Thanks heaps for coming on the show, Amos.
No worries.
It's Luca Lewis. Mate, you had something interesting happen to you at a party
Yes,
recently?
it was a family barbecue, Lewis,
Yes.
and look, everyone can pick out a humble brag when it happens. You know,
Yeah.
People can try to be humble about it, but you know it's a brag, and you got to stop it.
Yeah.
We were at a family barbecue, and my cousin has a new girlfriend.
Yep.
And so his dad, my uncle, wanted everyone to know. She's like introduced her and said, "Oh, she's a really good singer. You should sing." Sing for everybody.
See, that's okay
That's
because
okay.
someone else saying
Exactly.
good singer. Appropriate response would be no.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
No, I'm not. Stop it. No. And then you don't sing under any
Yeah,
circumstances.
and that's what she did. And we're like, great, let's move on.
Nailed it.
Let's have some snags, right? Then an hour later, Jason Derulo, riding solo, right, is playing
Yeah.
on the speakers, and she just starts breaking
No.
out into song. And it was like opera vibrato. So look, Derulo's real cool about it. She was like, I can't even do it. I'm running solo.
Oh, she
I'm
was
running
doing
solo.
opera to Jason Derulo. That should be a crime, really. Like, you should be locked up for even singing along to a Jason Derulo song.
I'm not a fan personally, but we're sitting there just trying to keep a straight face. And I'm just wondering...
Was she good, though?
No. She's really bad.
So she was singing bad opera over the top of a bad song.
And she thought it was a humble brag, like, here's my opportunity to show the crowd what I'm made of. You know,
So
give the people
funny.
what they want. But it got me thinking, Lewis, Radio Mike. Now, I don't know if everyone knows this. Was
Everyone
on a
knows
half
this?
scholarship for singing.
Everyone knows he has a half scholarship for singing because he has told everyone in his life.
It's my main trait. It's what I'm known for.
So please help us understand why this girl felt the need to do it. Because you are someone that will walk into a room and just start singing. You just break out.
Don't.
Yes, you do.
You did that today.
No, what?
Yes, you were before. What song was he? I don't even remember.
When we were in the planning meeting for the show, you started singing, not even about anything we were talking about. See, at least she started singing after being asked about being a singer. You'll just walk into a room and be like, it's not good.
Which is okay for us because we know that you were on a half scholarship because you've told us. But for someone in the room that has not met you before, they're sitting there thinking, what's this guy all about?
Well, you know what? I'm pretty sure there's a phrase it's something like, a song is worth 1,000 words. Is that a phrase?
A picture is worth 1,000
No,
words.
but I think there's...
You doofus.
I think there's
Idiot.
a version of the phrase that's sung as well.
Well, it's great
so
that you bring
sure.
that up.
Oh, is that it?
I don't know, man. We're looking at you. You're bringing up phases you can half remember. You're like, oh, is that all? Yeah, I think that might be
I
it.
think it is a picture makes 1,000 words. Songs are just
All right.
equivalent to one.
Well, look,
word.
I'm sure you're
Songs have
going to...
less words than general.
Radio Mike, I'm sure you're going to anyway, but how about you take us out on your own rendition of Jason Derulo?
I'm riding solo.
All right, that's it. Go to a real song. Luke and Lewis.
The Sunday Experiment with Luke and Lewis.
I've discovered something amazing.
What happens when you combine one studio, two new hosts, and the ability to broadcast to the entire nation?
Nothing can possibly go wrong.
Well, let's find out. This is the Sunday Experiment with Luke and Lewis.
Luke and Lewis. Luke is being replaced by Josh.
Hi.
How you going, man?
I don't know. You tell me because we're experimenting.
Yes, look, I would say my hypothesis at the beginning of the experiment would say it would be a disaster, but I'd say you're narrowly averting that. So
Okay.
it's
All right,
going
good.
quite well.
Great. Hey, you were talking earlier in the show about the feral cats at your house.
Yeah.
I, too, have been interrupted by something that was not welcome, and I want to tell you about it at the end of this hour.
Okay, sweet.
All right.
Well, coming up next, we're going to be joined by comedian Michael Shaffer. He's going to be on after this song. It's Luke and Lewis without the Luke. Luke and Lewis without the Luke. We've got Josh instead, and we're joined by Michael Shaffer, stand-up comedian. Welcome to the show, mate.
Hey, boys. How you doing?
Thanks, Radio Mike.
Applause for you.
A little bit delayed.
I didn't know we were
That's
doing
all
this in a stadium. This is incredible.
Yes,
Yeah.
we always record all our shows in a stadium. Mate, you're doing the comedy festival. How are your shows going?
Good, good. I just had a show now, and it was pretty fun. It was pretty cool. A lot of old Jewish people in the
Yes.
crowd tonight. That's my demographic.
Great.
My main demographic is friends of my parents. That's
I read that you had a baby in. Is that true?
I had a yes.
Yeah? Good audience? Remember?
I had a baby yesterday,
Yeah.
and it screamed out once. It
Yeah.
heckled, and then
Did you roast it?
And I said, "Who are you?" I was about to rip into this baby.
What are you wearing, mate? Diapers?
I don't come to where you work, and anyway. No, I was just like, is that a baby? I've never had a baby.
Yeah.
And then the mother was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm looking forward to that baby's first word because I swear a lot in my show. And but anyway, but there was this baby in the front row who was like yelling out. And so baby in the back.
So there were two babies.
So, no. So there was a person there was a baby up the back, doing its thing, and then there was a man in the front row who would have been 175, I reckon. and about 15 minutes into the show, I just watched his head slowly droop down, and at the 15-minute mark of the show, his chin just hit his chest, and then he was asleep for the rest of it.
That's got to be the largest age range of
I've
any
never had an
audience.
age range of 175 in my audience, and I reckon both he and the baby slept through the entire show, which I thought was beautiful.
That's good. At least you had people in between that were awake.
Yeah, I had a lot of people in between that age demographic, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. You said you're living with your girlfriend at the moment?
We just moved in together. We bought a place together, which is exciting.
Well, that's good.
Thank you. 28 just bought a place together. Could have
Yep.
done that earlier, but we both love avocado. So we just moved in together. And my girlfriend's been buying all the furniture.
Yeah.
And she's just been trying to find cheap stuff online, obviously.
Yeah.
And she ordered this table and this desk that she wants to put together. Anyway, so she's like, can you put it together for me? I was like, yeah, sure. I'm the man of the house and we fulfill gender stereotypes in this household. I will do it myself. Open up the instructions. Instructions are all Chinese. All Chinese.
That's rough.
So,
yeah.
At least it has a language in it. I tried to build an IKEA shelf. It's only images. Give me some words, at least. It's just a guy holding a stick going like, hey. And then I don't know what that means.
That's probably better than Mandarin. I had to learn Mandarin to put this thing
Before
together.
you put the couch together.
Yeah.
Now, your show is called 50-50, Michael. What exactly is it about?
So the show's about how I got testicular cancer in October 2017, but
Mm-hmm.
fortunately doing really well now and talking about the show.
Yep.
It's funny. It's not a TED Talk, I promise you. And sometimes audiences are tense because like, oh no, cancer, we better laugh.
At what point did you go, comedy? This is
A few months into it.
right.
Surely
yeah.
it's not your first thought.
Yeah.
As soon as I got diagnosed, I was like, say that again, doctor. I got to get out of my notepad.
This is going to be a good bit.
I'm going to get at least 50 minutes of material out of this. This is good, finally.
Well, we're going to be joined by Michael Shaffer after this. He's going to stick around. And we have a very important question for you guys and yourself, Michael, that we want your help with. It's Luke and Lewis. Luke and Lewis minus Luke. We've got Josh instead, and we're still joined by comedian Michael Shaffer, who's here promoting his show 50-50 at the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Thanks for having me in, boys.
No worries. Now, guys, I've assembled you all here to ask a very important question. Friend of mine, their grandmother, she's 80 years old. She's had her husband, and he's not around anymore. We think she has a boyfriend, but we don't know.
Oh.
Wait, why don't you know? It's because that she has amnesia and can't remember if she has a boyfriend?
No, that's a couple of years away. But she just, I don't know, she keeps saying my friend, but everything they do seems very datey. So at first, it's nothing sus. He came over to her house a few times. They watched YouTube, learned how to do emails together.
Wow.
I know, she's
I'm
very
impressed.
tech savvy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they meet on Tinder? How did they meet?
That would be good, Grandma Tinder. I think they met at just like an old people thing, like just
Okay.
a social group.
bingo
or
or
something.
You mean like a funeral? That's what they know.
Yeah. It was her husband's funeral.
What a place to pick up. Anyway.
I mean, you're definitely
Yeah.
single.
What are you doing after this? So, all right. So they're having
The body
dates.
is still cold, Lewis.
Now, so what happened? It was all seemingly just a friendship. Now, the thing that made everyone get suspicious is last weekend she had a sleepover at his house.
That's beautiful. I think that's nice.
I
really
think it's nice, but I think the question is, are they dating? Now, what it is, they had a sleepover, and then in the morning they went for a very long walk together, and ever since then she's been going walking to get fitter. I think they may even be beyond the date.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to hear that. I think it's nice to hear old people finding love, particularly.
I think it's cool.
Because you always hear, their partner dies and then they're just, dead within 3 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You always hear that. I think it's beautiful when you hear an old person just finding love. And I think honestly, I'm all for this. And I think more old people should be having sleepovers with each other.
Well, on that note, 131060, give us a call. Is your grandfather or grandmother dating at the moment? Have you heard of these stories? Are they going on dates? Are they partying? Are they living the single lifestyle? We want to hear from you. 131060. Are your grandparents dating? And if you want to see Michael Shaffer at the Comedy Festival, he's doing a show 50-50. He's got 3 weeks left. Tickets are at thecomedyfestival.com.au. 131060. Are your grandparents dating? Luke and Lewis, without the Luke, we've got Josh Perring, and we're still joined by comedian Michael Shaffer. We asked you guys on 131060, does your grandma or grandfather date? Because my friend's grandmother has made a new friend. She keeps saying friend, but she's also had a sleepover. The sleepovers stop being sleepovers when you're 12. I don't think they go back to being sleepovers when you're 80. So something's happening. I wanted to talk to the people. So, Alex, welcome to the show. What's your grandma doing?
So my grandma, my pop passed away a few years ago, so she decided to send a letter to the seniors paper, and she met a pen pal, and they started seeing each other, and they spend a lot of time together now.
Okay, and do you think they're dating?
Oh, 100%. She's stayed the night and everything, and she's possibly moving in within the next couple
Oh
of
wow!
weeks.
Are they Facebook official?
No, they're not Facebook official.
Okay.
I don't even think she knows how to work a phone.
I think this is beautiful, Alex. So they started dating, are you saying, by basically being pen pals, writing each other letters and stuff?
Yeah.
Do you reckon like he was like maybe sketching a dick pic or something, sending that over? Is that do you think how it got going?
No? Okay. Well, thanks, Alex. Ebony, welcome to the show. What's your nan doing?
Okay, so my pop passed away about 3 months ago, and then she started dating about a month after he passed away.
Okay.
That's quite quick.
Did
isn't it?
she poison him?
Yeah, she got straight into it with an old friend, and no.
With an old friend.
Oh, so he
Okay,
was
so
kinda
there was
waiting-
something going on in the wings, yeah.
Do you think he was waiting in the wings there?
Waiting for the call up.
This sounds like the start of a podcast. This is insane.
Thanks for calling, Ebony. Lisa, welcome to the show. What's your auntie doing?
Well, yes, she's my auntie because she was actually 20 years older than my mum.
Mm-hmm. So she's 80 years old?
Yeah, she was. I think she was about 82 actually.
Okay.
And I think this must be just the go with old people. They call them friends, and but maybe friends with benefits. Because she had this friend, and she kept going. Like he lived on one side of the bay, and she lived on this side. So they used to catch ferries across to visit each other, and they'd stay the weekend and things like that. But
See, no one's that good at Scrabble that you're taking a ferry. They're good at something else.
I think they're playing bingo, if you know what I mean.
Dad one day walked into the lounge room and caught them having a passionate kiss.
Okay. Mystery solved. Thanks for calling, Lisa. Hey, Michael, thanks very much for joining us. I think we've solved the mystery here. Grandparents do date.
I'm happy to hear it. I'm
Yeah.
happy that they're out there doing it.
And if you want to catch Michael Shaffer at the Comedy Festival, he's got a few weeks left. The show is called 50/50, and you can get tickets at melbournecomedyfestival.com.au. It's Luke and Lewis.
This is the Sunday Experiment with Luke and Lewis.
It's Luke and Lewis with Josh instead of Luke.
How's that going for you?
Yeah, you know what? Really warming up to it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
feeling comfortable with it.
almost prefer it. Oh. Sorry, Luke. His show's done. He might be listening, just jealously driving here to stop it.
I hope so. Let's not talk about him anymore.
Yeah, true. I'm over him.
Hey, I was last week actually, and I was staying at a friend's place, and I was awoken by something I didn't want to be woken up by.
Right.
I was staying in at a friend's place.
Male or female? Your friend?
Female.
Female friend.
Yep, and she had a roommate as well. And I wake up to someone in the room, and
was it her?
No, it was a man.
Okay.
Who obviously doesn't live there. Also naked, but
What?
completely naked, but naked
in your room.
in my room. And I'm thinking at the point, no, just ignore it. He's obviously
Trying
lost.
to get in bed with you?
No, he was
Also,
just
you
stumbling
don't
around.
Ignore it.
No, you do ignore it.
No,
Lewis.
you don't.
Yeah, yeah, 'cause-
You look for a weapon. If someone broke into my house and is just naked in my bedroom,
No, I thought it can't be a robber because they'd be wearing clothes, most likely. Obviously,
or it could be a creative tactic to shock and awe you. Be like,
Maybe.
hey, give me all your stuff.
well, he'd
And you
worked it
just
out.
do.
And so I was like, I'm just gonna let it go, right? And then I hear the sound of pissing into a bottle. And again, I was like, keep this to myself.
Wait,
Don't
so he
scare him.
came into your room
That's right.
to do that in front of you?
Yes. And I thought, don't say anything because you'll scare the guy and he'll piss everywhere.
You'll interrupt his flow.
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
can't interrupt a man in his
Jeez, you're
flow.
passive.
I know, I'm very passive. But then the dude hops into bed with me. And that's where I draw the line. I go, no, this is too much.
He probably had wet willy and everything.
I know. And I go, I lose it.
What, did he spoon you?
No, I lost it. I said, what the hell are you doing? Get out of the bed. And he turns to me, clearly still very drunk, and goes, just go back to bed. And I was like, no, man, I can't go back to bed because now that I know this is happening,
You're in
this
the
looks
bed.
bad on me if I ignore it. I have to do something. So we ended up taking care of it. I got my friend. We took care of it. He left. But oh my God! Turns out, by the way, wasn't urinating into a bottle. Just straight up against the bedroom door, which is disgusting.
Hey man, should have said something.
Should have said something at the start. Kids, that's the moral of the story.
Luke and Lewis. Luke is being replaced by Josh, mate. I've got something to tell you that's quite incredible. I've experienced something amazing, and I don't think I can ever go back.
What a privilege to hear. Shoot.
Okay, so toilet paper.
Okay.
You know how they have like 1 ply, 2 ply. What's the highest ply toilet paper you've ever used?
Oh, maybe like 4?
4?
I don't know. I can't. Did you use a good ply?
I'd say 3 ply is the most common.
Okay, yeah.
'Cause that's like at homes. 2 ply, 1 and 2. Only reserved for like offices where the boss hates their employee. And Maccas will get 1 ply.
Yeah. Where you need to like quadruple that.
You need
Otherwise,
a whole roll.
Yeah, you're getting feces on your hand. Yeah, I get it.
Mate, I experienced for the first time in my life 5 ply.
Oh my God.
5 plies.
You've been to the other side?
Dude, it was incredible. I was just in the supermarket one day and we needed toilet paper and I just looked and I saw my regular brand 3 and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try 4 ply. I looked at the 4 ply and I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. I saw 5 ply. Even the box, you can't even buy 5 ply in bulk, man.
Wow.
You can only get 6
'Cause no one can afford
rolls.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You only get 6 rolls. The packaging is like black and gold, like fancy chocolate.
You know what? I know this is just an experiment, but I'd love to do this permanently just to know that feeling. You're obviously on a great wicket pay-wise.
Yeah.
That you can afford 5 or 6 ply.
Man, I got to
5
tell you,
ply.
I dropped some stacks on this 5 ply, man. It was expensive. You could have got 6 rolls of the 1 ply for that.
Wow.
And man, I took it back to my workspace where we have.
Yeah.
And then I wanted it to be natural. I didn't want to just force it. I wanted it to be an organic experience. So I just waited, had some, ate my regular diet, and then I chucked it on the roll. And I just looked at it there, and I was like, I'm going to use that one day. I just looked at it, I'm like, gee, that 5 ply looks nice and nice.
So it was
and
spur of the
cushy.
moment. You didn't
Spur of
plan
the
it. It
moment.
wasn't in the calendar or anything.
No, that'd be very strange to plan a poo.
I don't know. With 5 ply though, that's a special occasion.
I've never put poo in my calendar, and I don't think I ever will. But then the time finally came, right? I was like, I'm about to use this 5 ply, right?
Yeah.
Sat down, did my business, got out the 5 ply, used it. Can't even remember what happened. It
was a blur.
Got transported to another dimension.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen heaven. I haven't seen it either, but I tell you what, I felt it. And it's 5 ply.
Doves just flew out of the toilet.
Yeah.
Those are no little golden retriever puppies.
Yeah, that's where those puppies come from. I'm pretty sure that's what it's made out of. Just puppies. Yeah, and you know what? Worth every puppy. Luke and Lewis, minus the Luke, we've got Josh pairing instead. That's the end of the show, and it is the Sunday experiment. And today we experimented with not having Luke on the show, instead having Josh. How do you feel like you went, Josh?
I feel like it went really well. I feel comfortable in this space. You've made it very safe for me.
Yes.
I feel like it's just fitted like a glove in terms of our chemistry on air. What do you think?
Right. Well, I think it's very strange that you're about to cry. Okay, so I was going to give you a B+.
Okay.
I'm going to bump that down to a regular B.
What? Because I showed emotion.
Yes, there's no emotion on this show. It's
right.
it's very emotionless.
I feel. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Luke's a robot, and that's how I like it. Now, I do think, Mike, how do you think Josh has gone?
Look, I think he went really well.
Okay.
Lots of funny moments, laugh out loud moments.
Yeah.
Just, all around good time. Nothing to complain about.
Am I going to Sydney?
Well, look, I think that me and Mike are in agreement, and we'd like to say congratulations, mate. You're permanently replacing Luke on the show.
Okay.
And
I didn't
we
expect
actually
that.
have Luke on the line.
Luke, are you
Congratulations,
there?
mate. You've got a holiday coming up.
Woo-hoo! Thanks very much, guys. I've been looking for an out for quite some time now, and Josh, I really appreciate you for giving me that option because, it's like ending a relationship. It's harder to, it's better if they just do it, And,
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. It's been very fun, boys, and you've managed to find someone just as white as me. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, true. He's wearing a grey sweatshirt. He just come in dressed as you, and that's
I know.
what I
He
knew.
pretty much looks like a more attractive version of me for those listening.
I don't know about
Josh
that,
is-
Luke.
And
You're
you know
a very
what, Luke?
attractive
Much
boy.
better body as well.
I know, and I noticed that the other day, and I'm really disappointed.
You weren't meant to tell anyone, Luke.
No, I wasn't going to tell anyone, and it's an audio medium, so I was hoping it wouldn't come up. But now it has, and yeah, I need to get fit. But
All right. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to end the show, Luke. Would you like to say your goodbyes to the audience?
It's been a pleasure. Actually, don't worry about it. I don't care.
All right, well, turn him off. See you later, Luke. Hey, guys, thank you very much for listening. We'll be back very soon. If you want to check out the podcast, it's Luke and Lewis. Probably be called Lewis and Josh at some point, but for the moment, it's Luke and Lewis until we fix that up. Thanks for joining me, Josh. Hope
Thanks
you
for
had
having
fun.
me.
No
It's been
worries.
great.
All right, we'll see you soon. It's Luke and Lewis.
That's it? We made it? We're still on air. Okay. We're back the same time next week for another Sunday experiment with Luke and Lewis.
Hey, guys, this is a podcast message. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Oh, sorry.
And
You-
Luke,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
okay.
couldn't hear. Sorry, the guys couldn't hear because I didn't press the right button. Can you guys?
Hey,
hear?
everyone.
Starting again.
No, I've been here the
No,
whole
No, we
time.
never start these again. They're
Oh, really?
always bad. Yeah.
So
Oh.
Josh is still here.
Yeah.
Luke's on the phone. This is the podcast message. I usually feature really heavily in these. Don't you reckon? Back when I was on the show.
Yeah, I think that was an
Why
incorrect
you,
decision.
like- I forgot that you were coming back on the show tonight. So when you called me, I was surprised that it was from a radio station. What have you been doing?
What have I been doing?
Pressing
Yeah,
the
like over
buttons,
the last
making
10 weeks.
mistakes.
Just doing my own podcast, 20th Century Boy.
No.
It's
No,
Got
it's
to earn a plug, dude.
It's
You have
better
to earn
than
a
this
plug.
podcast.
It's-
Luke was my guest on the most recent episode, so go check it out. I don't care though. If you don't want to check it out, I couldn't care less.
Oh, that's a thing he's got going, isn't it?
Yeah.
That he doesn't
Yeah.
care.
There's
I don't
care.
It's not a thing. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Mike, it seems like you do care a little.
No, it doesn't. What the hell? I do not care.
I feel like you care.
I don't.
So if
care.
I was to say, hey, everyone listening to this podcast, go and rate Radio Mike's podcast 1 star.
No, don't
you
do
would-
that.
He
I do
cares.
care about that.
Do you do care?
I got him.
I don't
Okay,
care.
okay, 3 stars.
No, 5.
Okay, 4.
5.
All right, 4.5.
We'll settle
Hey,
on 5.
My
Well,
final
that's
offer,
good,
2
dude.
stars.
It would make sense if you didn't care, because it is kind of reflected in the quality of the podcast.
Yeah, I don't care. Why would I care? Nah. What do we all have to say? What's the podcast?
Well, I feel pretty good. How was your show, Luke?
It was good. It was. Someone got me Zupa Dupas afterwards. I just realized, like, on our radio show, man, we attract garbage.
I mean, that's what we put out there. I
Like
would say
last
yes.
night, I got Savoy's and a Woolies mud cake after the show. Tonight, I got Zupa Dupas. Dude, next week, it's going to be like fairy bread and Tim Tams. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's good.
Not going to help the bod, though, bro.
No. This is why, man. Like, man, maybe you just, I don't know, maybe you need to start doing shows where people give food offerings to you afterwards. Maybe you should start posting about food more often.
So where our show is going to be back at some point. We don't know when. This is the end of our 8-week run on the Sunday Experiment. We're going to be back at some point. We don't know for sure when, but we will keep you guys updated. So please do send us heaps of messages going, when are you back? And we will say we don't know.
Josh, where can people find you for more Josh Pairing?
For more Josh Pairing, at Josh Pairing on Instagram, and then you'll just be able to see from there where I post stuff and
If
all
you
the
want a
content
more
and stuff.
attractive Luke, at Josh Perry.
Oh, I don't know about that. And I do care. I very much care. Please come my way.
And some very good tweets. You do good tweets.
Thanks,
Does he?
man. Thank
Yeah,
you.
He does really funny tweets.
I got to
Like,
get around Pairing's
Yeah,
Twitter.
yeah. Jump on board.
Is it Josh Pairing?
It's
or-
also
or
Josh Pairing.
tweeting.
And Luke, do you have something to plug as well?
Sorry, I took Luke off record for a bit there.
Why would you turn him off?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I couldn't hear you all.
Why would you
I've
turn him
no
off?
idea
I thought he
what
was finished
happened.
for some reason.
What do you mean finished? This is the podcast message.
We didn't even say bye.
I just thought he was wrapping up.
No,
Luke,
he's
Dude,
not.
I
Sorry,
I
Luke.
couldn't even hear you all. Like, what have you been talking about?
we all
We've just been
podcast
talking
stuff.
about Josh's Twitter and Instagram, and then
Oh, man, yeah, go follow him.
and then I said, "Oh, do you have anything to plug, Luke?" And you've obviously just been deafened by Mike because he thought you were finished on your own show.
I would have loved to absolutely plug my comedy festival, but I'm getting booted off my own show, so it doesn't
Sorry.
matter.
Mike, step away from the buttons. Luke,
I'm
feel
not-
free to go ahead now, mate. Where
Hey.
are you performing?
I appreciate it, Josh. I'm still at the Melbourne Comedy Festival for the next 2 weeks, and then I'm coming to Queensland, and then Brisbane. I'm doing a live taping of all my best jokes, so you should definitely come.
A taping in Queensland. That is very brave, mate.
Yeah.
You've been getting fairy bread. What do you think you're going to be getting in Queensland?
King hits.
Yeah.
Glassed, yeah.
Pies and abuse, I think.
All right. Well, thank you very much for listening, guys. We're going to be back at some point. We don't know just yet, but we'll let you guys know. That was the Luke and Lewis show.
Oh, and also, thank you very much, Josh, for tag teaming me in tonight. How did it go?
Well, I wouldn't say tag teaming.
I mean-
the term is tagged in.
Tagged in.
Tag teaming, different connotations.
This already felt like a bit of an audio threesome. You've just definitely taken it
that
there.
was what we had organised for after the show. That wasn't supposed to come
Oh,
up.
that's right. I'll tell you about that off air.
Okay, I look forward to it. No, Luke, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Now I
mate.
really
appreciate
regret
it.
not working on my body.
You're about to be thoroughly embarrassed.
We'll turn the lights off. It's all good.
All right, guys. We'll see you soon.